Hey, shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Louisville class. We're going to get started in one moment. Share the class. Should be very edifying. It's going to be a subject that a lot of people are afraid to touch because you can't say nothing about these whores, right? And you're like, well, I don't know. That's kind of controversial, but we got to talk about it, right? Because there's a lot of things like feminism and you name it, whoredom in the land. We got to talk about it because the Bible has a lot to say about it, and it's very prevalent in the last days. So share the class. Should be very interesting. Man, I got to deal with the tough subjects. Nobody want to touch, but we're going to go in. Shalom. We're the I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanna. My name is Officer Hamakwabaf, and I would like to welcome you to the I.S.U.P.K. Louisville class. And tonight's topic is going to be the haughty spirit of whores. Very heavy title. The haughty spirit of whores. What is that? First, we got to understand what haughty means. We're going to break this thing down because many men out here, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men, are dealing with this spirit unaware. You think it's just a normal thing because you grew up in a single parent household with your mama and you just thought that's the way it was. But you got to know that the Bible has a lot to say about this spirit and that this is a spirit that is bent on destroying your masculinity and to keep you away from the Most High God. Because the Most High God made you a man. He made you a masculine man. But because of the way this society is, you have been made to be less than you're supposed to. And with the help of the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and the Commanding General Yohanna, we're going to give you some strategies, some scriptures, so that you can begin to gain back your heritage and combat this haughty spirit. So if I could, I want you to look up a scripture for me. Let me see. I had it down, but it says that a haughty spirit before a fall. Look up that term. Matter of fact, I think I got it. So lucky. Let me share the class so that other people can get edified. Man, we about to go in one moment. All right, let me see where that's at. Okay, it's in Proverbs 16 and 18, if you could. In the book of Proverbs 16 and 18.
Book of Proverbs 16 and verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction.
And that's the thing about it. Recently, you're seeing a lot of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women being killed, being murdered. Why is that? Back in the day when I was coming up, it was unheard of to hear about, on the scale that is happening now, Black women being killed, murdered, and kidnapped. Now, there was some, you hear about a prostitute or you hear about this happening, that, but on the scale that is happening, it's insane. Read that again.
Pride goeth before destruction.
Pride. And that's the thing that a lot of unrepentant Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women have on them. A lot of pride, especially in that Christian church, because they taught that they can be a prophetess, they can teach the scriptures, they taught that they can do anything that a man can do. But the scriptures say that pride goeth before destruction. That pride that you have. I'm strong, independent, I don't need a man, right? It's gonna start snowing here in a couple of weeks. We're gonna see if that independent woman's gonna get out there and shovel that snow and shovel the driveway. You understand? Because pride go up before destruction. You see what I mean? You've been living that hot girl summer now, it's getting cold, and you still want to get out. You still want to drive. You don't care what degree weather it's in. You got to get out because it's lonely being in that house by yourself. You understand? All right. Go ahead.
And an haughty spirit before a fall.
Tonight's class. Haughty spirit of whores. It goes hand in hand, really, the haughty spirit. Now, if I could, look up the definition of the word haughty, because we want to break this stuff down, because many of y'all are wondering, some of y'all want wife. You want a nice wife, well, you wonder why you can't get one. It's because this society has not made it agreeable for many of the young Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men to have wives the way that the Most High intended it to be. And it's because many traps and pitfalls has been designed and set up so that would not happen by your oppressor, who is the so-called white man. Let me get that definition.
Haughty definition. Arrogantly superior and disdainful.
Ain't that what it is? Arrogantly superior and disdainful, right? Many of our women have been afforded positions in the society to be over the man in corporate society. They got good jobs, management positions, but they don't understand that that was all by design. Now, if I could, we're going to read from this book right here, The Willie Lynch Letter and the Making of a Slave. And if I could, this is on page 17. This is real heavy. We're going to go into this. I don't know if we went into this before, but if you could read the title of that in the chapter, we're going to go into how she became haughty, how Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women became haughty.
The Willie Lynch Letter and the Making of a Slave. Page 17. The breaking process of the African woman.
Now, this is the Black woman in slavery. Go ahead.
Take the female and run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to your desires willingly.
Okay, now the author is Willie Lynch, a so-called white man. His instructions are to the slave plantation owners and overseers in the South during slave days. Now, they're particularly interested in the Black woman because she's the weaker vessel. Go ahead.
Test her in every way.
And that's what they do. They test her in every way. This goes into the haughtiness that we're going to be talking about tonight. And this woman has become haughty, and that's led her to become a whore. It's hand in hand. Go ahead.
Because she is the most important factor for good economics.
Now, they look at it like, oh, I got this good job. I got this good career. I'm doing good. That's how they look at it. But the oppressor had something else in mind, to utilize her, to use her so that he can be able to control the rest of the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian culture. Go ahead.
If she shows any signs of resistance and submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the bullwhip on her to extract that last bit of bitch out of her.
Now, this is what the white man's saying. That last bit of bitch out of her in the Willie Lynch letter. What is that bullwhip today? It threatened her job. You know what I mean? She get out of line. Now, that's why she don't talk to her white boss the same way she would talk to a black boss or a black man on that job. That's a haughty spirit because she has been bred to be haughty against us, not against the oppressor, against Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. That's where the haughtiness come in. Now, when it spills over into being a combative posture against the oppressor, then he makes sure that he puts her in her place. You see, that's happening now. Go ahead.
Take care not to kill her, for in doing so, you spoil good economics.
Now, that's the reason why many black women are not getting shot like the males, because they know that they can still utilize her to bring forth the seed. It's economics. They don't look at us as citizens. They look at us as slaves here in America. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian males in particular are looked at as slaves, and she is the overseer, the gatekeeper in the black community for the interest of the oppressor. Go ahead.
When in complete submission, she will train her offspring in the early years to submit to labor when they become of age.
Submit to what?
Labor.
Submit to labor. You need to go and you need to get you a job. You ever heard that? We wasn't told that we need to start a business. We need to help the hood. We need to get the hood in order. We need to have our own businesses, our own economy. We told to get a job, right? Because we was pretty much gamed up since way back when to be modern day slaves. And they used the woman. She's an integral part in that to teach the offspring to be submissive. And it's still in effect today. I don't care if there's some of us, we go to the NFL or the NBA. Those were a few that escaped. But you notice that when they have all this money, they can never seem to really give back. They might give some token charity, like a couple of bicycles and a couple of so-called Christmas, which we don't celebrate Christmas in I.S.U.P.K, but they might give kids some gifts. But they can't give them true opportunities. They can't give them opportunities to become farmers in agriculture, where we can have our own food, schools, with all kind of trades. See, the woman, not all, but in many cases, a lot of these women, by the design of Willie Lynch and his oppressive ways, has pretty much gotten to bed with America to oppress the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. And this, in turn, has given her a haughty spirit, very prideful, because she sees power in being able to control the underlings in her mind, right? That brings about a haughty spirit, thinking that you're superior. Hence tonight's topic, the haughty spirit of whore. You understand? Now, where does the whore part come in? We talked about in Proverbs 16 and 18, pride goes before destruction and haughty spirit before a fall. So it's going to be a fall. It's consequences when you do not follow the ways of the Most High. That's the point, right? If I could, any more on that? I think that's about it. On the Willie Lynch side, Most High in Christ. We drop that. And let me get Proverbs 18 and 12.
Come. Proverbs 18 and 12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty.
Now, in this case, this goes toward a lot of the women. Before destruction, the mind of man, to include female, is haughty, proud, superior. You understand? And that's the reason why you're seeing a lot of calamities and destruction upon our women. You're hearing about our women found, shot, kidnapped, drowned. We don't want that. We do not want that. But when we try to tell them that you are at ease in this place, you are too at ease, and you think that your corporate job in that position is going to keep you safe. No, the Most High is going to keep you safe. But if you run into that Christian church and you believe in that good old white Jesus is going to save you, you're going to plead the blood and you're going to be protected. But yet it's not happening. It's time for us to get out of that old mindset that our grandmama, our great grandmama, big mama and them taught us, because it's not working anymore. We got a church on every corner here in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's still plenty of murders, plenty of rapes. The ghetto is in shambles because we want to believe the Christian church. And who runs the Christian church? It's full of proud black women in there. And they think they're doing God's work, especially this time of year. Yeah, God's good. They putting the Christmas lights up and all this stuff like that because it's full of pride. When that's nowhere in the Bible. The scriptures say, the Most High says he hates our feast days. What is that? Anything that's not in this Bible. And Christmas is not in the Bible. But yet you want to celebrate it. Well, we're just doing it for the kids. Why don't you give your children gifts another day? Right? Why do you got to wait until your oppressor, the white man, tells you you got to give gifts? You understand? And you, a black man in the truth, Hispanic, Native, Indian man in the truth, you try to explain this to this woman. Like, look, we're not celebrating that no more. We're going to do it a different way. We're going to get our children things to show that we care about them, but not when the white man say to do it. We're not going to do it then. But yeah, we always did it like that. It's just a day. See, that's the pride in the scriptures. And then even in the Willie Lynch letter, they knew all along they was going to utilize her because she was going to be the nurse of them children, my offspring. And then they could get to her mind and she could raise the children how the white man wanted them children to be raised, as good laborers. That's all we are. Many of us, we work from paycheck to paycheck just to survive. And the ones that don't, they don't go too outside of what that slave master want them to do. Otherwise, no, he's going to lose his job. I'm going to lose it all. I'm not going to risk all that. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Tonight's class. Now, where does the whoredom come in? The whoredom is anytime a woman is not checked, she's going to become a whore, man. It's sad to say. And you don't believe me. Many of you brothers, you dealt with a whore before. You thought she was a good woman. You believed her. She told you that, hell, I love you, I care about you. She looked in your eyes. But then you heard rumors about her talking to your boy. You know what I'm saying? In fact, let me get Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 29. You understand? Your oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You got to know this, man. You got to stop listening to that Christian church because they done told you that some little white baby is God. And you got to worship them around this time of year. Look up at the North Star and the manger and all that stuff. That's a bunch of garbage, man. And your woman loves that. And she's going to go along to get along with that philosophy of the Christian church, because this society is going to leave her or allow her the freedoms to be a whore, man. It's messed up. Let me get there.
Leviticus 19 and 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness.
Whoredom and wickedness is hand in hand. Tell me this place is right. It's full of wickedness because it's full of whoredom. Now, there's spiritual whoredom and there's literal whoredom, meaning you're going out committing adultery. You're a woman, you're sleeping around. You're on these, you're getting these hookups on these apps. You're getting these hookups in the bars and all this stuff like that. And it'd be one thing if you meet a man and you want to, be with that man, but you with a man one week and now you with another man. That don't make no damn sense. And we supposed to respect that. We supposed to respect that. She's a queen, man. She do what she want. Man, don't go out like Willie Lump Lump. That's all I can tell you, man. Don't go out like that. Whoredom and wickedness. And Willie Lynch has set this plan up a long, long time ago. You understand? Now, the reason why I'm telling you this because a woman is a possession to a man. And the white man knew that. It's your most prized possession. She's supposed to be earning income for you, for a husband, for a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, taking care of your seed. But she's doing that. She's just doing it to the wrong husband, right? Matter of fact, let me see. It's in the book of Deuteronomy. Betrothal. Salaki. Let me see. I think it's in Deuteronomy 28. Let me see. I think around 32, somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. Because she was going to be betrothed to another. You understand? Now that got manifold meanings. We're going to go in here. Let me see. See if I can find that real quick. But you got to notice, man. Because you think that that's your woman. In many cases, it's not your woman, man. That's not your woman. We brought that out in the Willie Lynch because he's the one that's dictating the actions of that Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian woman, that Black woman. It said that if she get out of line, he was to beat that last bit of bitch out of her. Now he don't use a bullwhip. Now he uses economic sanctions. He uses her ability to get child support from you. Different things that he uses to get the last bit of bitch out of her, right? Which is financial gain or lack thereof, right? Let me see. Yeah, if you could, let me get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30. Watch this. We just talked about how Willie Lynch said he was going to control this Black woman. Check this out.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Now, that's Jason Pope. That's a wigger. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
Right. You trying to make a home with this woman, but you can't dwell in your own home, man. You get kicked out, put on child support, or locked up behind late payments. All because you betrothed the wife, but another man lied with her. Now that can be your brother, but it can also be another man of another nation too, because the scriptures are manifold. You understand? Now, they weren't just looking at her as only somebody that can take instruction. They also looked at her as a sex object too. That's why a lot of times somebody like a Jason Pope can sleep with a whole bunch of black women. That's what causes them to be the whores that we talking about. That haughty spirit, because a submissive, humble spirit would say, no, I'm going to listen to that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, especially in the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. But when you don't listen to the priests and prophets, you go into your own understanding, then what do? Nobody controls my sexuality. I'm independent. I can do what I want. And if I want to lay with such and such Jason Pope, I'm going to lay with Jason Pope. That's the way they be thinking, man. Tonight's class, the haughty spirit of whores. I'm trying to get into the mindset of why the whores are, because they prideful. Now think if there was immediate justice and judgment when they did that sexual act or even thought about it. But because of this society does not punish that behavior, then there's no instant ramification for their bad behavior. In the kingdom, in Christ's kingdom, that's not going to go down, because Christ is going to rule and reign. And he's going to rule with an iron rod. What does that mean? It's not going to be no more the foolishness and the haughtiness, right? And you got to know this, man. You need to contact the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Go to that website, ISUPK.com. ISUPK.com. Also, make sure you submit your tithes and your donations. Support this only truth on the whole entire planet, man. Yes, it comes from an unlikely source, but we are out here telling you something that's going to save your life, man. You trusting a woman. Matter of fact, let me get Proverbs 1:26. You laughing at me. Like, oh man, I don't believe, look at him. He ain't comb his hair today. You know what I'm saying? How the hell you gonna tell me something? But I'm trying to tell you something that's gonna save your life, man. Let me get that.
Proverbs 1:26. I also will laugh at your calamity.
You laughing at us because we sitting here trying to tell you that you need to be mindful of when you're dealing with a lot of these women out here in this feminist society, because it has allowed them to be haughty, very prideful. They do not believe in these scriptures. They believe in white Christ and the blood of white Christ. That's what they believe in. Go ahead.
I will mock when your fear cometh.
And that's what's going on. That's what's going on. You see and hear about these horrible stories of a lot of black women out here being killed, being shot in drive-bys, being burned, all kind of stuff. It's horrible. Thinking that it can't happen to them until it do. We don't want that to happen in I.S.U.P.K. We want you to be a good, decent, submissive woman. Man, it's crazy. And with that, let me get Psalms 147 and 119, because the Most High, he showed his word on the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And black women are the daughters of Zion, the offspring of Jacob. And with that comes a responsibility. You can change your life. You don't have to live by the ways of America. Man, that spirit, that whore spirit, that haughty spirit is going to be the death of many of you unless you repent. This might be your one opportunity tonight, watching this class, to repent. What is that? Changing your ways, man. We come here every week here in Louisville, Kentucky, and every week people don't come through, and every week you hear that news and hear all the tragedies. Well, my daughter, she ain't never hurt nobody, and she ain't never do this, and they letting the balloons go. They throwing the shoes up on the telephone line. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Let me get it.
So like 147 and 19.
Yeah, let me get that.
Psalms 147 and 19. He showed his word unto Jacob.
Now this is the Most High God. The Most High God that created everything. Them stars up there, when you go out and look up and you see something twinkling, them planets, he created this atmosphere on this earth, the planet that you on. He created all the physical attributes here on earth. He knows what's best for us. He knows, man. You was designed, we living so out of order. That's the point. We living out of order. A woman wasn't designed to try to usurp authority over a man. Now them kids, yes, she raises up offspring, but she wasn't designed just to sleep with who she want to have. I mean, have sex with. That's when the tragedies happen. Go ahead.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Go ahead.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
He have not dealt so with any nation, man. So why the hell would you want to go outside of what the Most High has prescribed for you to live? Matter of fact, let me in the Apocrypha, I think it said that a loving wife is a gift of the Lord, something like that. That should be your goal. You can't live on this earth if you're a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian woman. It exists. No, you was given a function. We was all given a function. The Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, we are supposed to have dominion over this whole earth. But we can't live up to our true potential until Christ delivers us out of this hellish condition, right? And the woman was created as a helpmate, not a whore, you know what I mean? Where she can just make her own dating profile, you know what I mean? And then she could just go down the list of men and pick men out like candy. That ain't how it's supposed to be. Go ahead.
In Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 26:14, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
That's a gift of the Lord, a silent and a loving woman. Who would not want that? Now, does that mean she got to be quiet? What it's saying is that she's not all out in the street yelling. You can hear all down the street, nah, get Keisha there, because I slice a bitch, and then all that, you know what I'm saying? No, it means that, you know, she got a good reputation. You know, and as somebody that her husband can be proud of. You see what I'm saying? Do it mean, it don't mean that she just don't talk or nothing like that. It just means that her reputation is good in the hood. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
Here's the clue right here. A mind well instructed. That's going to be able to combat the foolishness and the destruction here in Babylon. And how does this Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian woman become well instructed in the mind? By listening to the priests and prophets in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander GEN.YAHANNA, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Since 1969, we have been instructing Black women to change their lives. Man, there's plenty of beautiful women that change their lives, and they're having great families, great wives, and that's what we do. And it's important for the sisters too to make sure that you introduce that girlfriend or whatever in the world to this truth. That way she might, you know, want to come into this knowledge and become this woman with an instructed mind. Not that Keisha and them, man, turn up Tina and all that. Look, man, hot girl days, man, y'all keep on thinking that's going to live. That's not going to continue. It's not. Look at all the plagues that's coming upon this place because the women have been haughty. They think they superior. You can't tell them nothing. This thing that happened with this Jason Pope, this white man that had sex with over 600. Some people say it's over 1,000 black women and young black girls too, but black women, most of them of age and willingly sleeping or having sex with this white man. When you go into the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3, it talks about how interracial sex is a sin. Go into the book of Tobit, in this book right here, the Apocrypha, this is a part of the Bible also, Tobit 4 and 12, also talks about the same thing. We was not supposed to sleep or have sex with the other nations. But that's all the traits, that's part of the traits of a haughty spirit, of a whore, because she thinks she can do whatever she want to do, man. And we want to allow our sisters the opportunity to repent. And she has a place here in ISUPK to change her life, man. Don't nobody want to call nobody out their name, but I'd rather for you to have this light rebuked and you change your ways than for you to bear the brunt of destruction for making the Most High angry, man. Man, it's real crazy. So if I could, let me get the book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 20. You brothers, you need to be careful also on the people you dealing with, the women you dealing with. And I know the pickings are slim because many of our women, they are taught at a young age to have sex with who they want. They go out here and have children. And it's a lot of illegitimacy in our community, the black community. And then we just stuck with dealing with women that already have a house full of children by other men. You know what I'm saying? That's not very appealing. I don't care what you think. Most men want to look at his seed. You don't want to look at somebody else's seed. You understand? Now we deal with certain things, but the best case scenario is for you to have a lifelong relationship with the man that you have them children by. Why not do that? You understand? Hell, even in my own family, parents still together after 50 something years. They had children by all, my father, same woman and all that. We all look alike. That's the way you should want it. Best case scenario. And then he could have had the option, to have him another family. Had he known the truth, but he didn't know the truth. You gain, but you hold something.
Come.
Most of that crap.
Revelations 2 and 20. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel.
Who?
Jezebel.
That woman. This is a feminine spirit, Jezebel. And that's why I'm talking about this, because this is a spirit that's going to be very prevalent in the last days, and it gets overlooked by everything. This is in everything. That's why look at when you go and watch cable TV or whatever, you see the basketball wives, the real Hollywood, housewives of this city, that city, or whatever it's called, Atlanta, and all that. And you got these women with these haughty spirits, and they sitting there telling they man what to do, what they not gonna do. And that's the way that the television producers want it to be. And the stipulation for him to even be on the show is that he got to be this beta, this male that kind of ducks and just sorry dear and just do what the hell she tell him to do so she can get all the shine, because this is the last days, and you gotta fight that. You gotta fight that. You gotta grab your stones, reach down, grab a pair of stones, and fight that. Otherwise, you're gonna be just like them dudes on TV. And you're going to be cowering behind this damn Jezebel spirit. Get there.
Which calleth herself a prophetess.
And she calleth herself, then nobody else call her no prophet. She calleth herself a prophetess, right? She thinks she give herself this important title in her mind that she's ruling and reigning and running shit. Go ahead, Salaki.
To teach and to seduce my servants.
Now, right there, the trait of that haughty spirit, to teach, to seduce, telling men something. You see it all on YouTube. I.S.U.P.K. Well, we got a couple of subscribers. They won't let our information truly get out there. Meanwhile, Miss Mediocre such and such, she got 148,000 subscribers.
Right.
You see what I mean? Because they want her message to be out there. They don't not want our message to be, because it can change people's lives for the better. Go figure. Go ahead.
To teach and seduce my servants to commit fornication.
Fornication. Now, that's literal, but more so in this context is spiritual fornication. Because you got this rhetoric out here that the black woman is God. She's a queen. She's a queen. When that's not in the scriptures. No. She can obtain the rank of princess. You know what I mean? And that's something right there that should be strived for. Not a queen, because a queen is somebody that think they're superior. Like we talked about the definition of haughty. And want to teach the wrong thing. Go ahead.
And to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
Like this so-called holiday season, Christmas. She's going to try to get you to eat the holiday ham. You know what I mean? With the pineapples and the little cherry in the middle. Ain't nothing wrong with that. God made this food for us to enjoy. And they tell you that bless the hands that made the food. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, it's going to be a bunch of fighting on Christmas, just like Thanksgiving, because the Most High is not down with these holidays, man. He's not down with that. You believe in Odin. You believe that some mystical old white man is going to bring good fortune to you and your children. You believe in the 12 days of Christmas, where they burned the log for 12 days, hence the term, the 12 days of Christmas. All this paganism. It can get deep. You got the angel of light on your Christmas tree. Who's the angel of light in the scriptures? It's Satan. So when you put the angel of light on top of your Christmas tree, what are you really worshiping? You're worshiping Satan because he's as an angel of light. You don't understand this because you're not in the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I might do a deep Christmas class, you know what I'm saying, where I can really dig in and go into the history of it. I want to do it. I just might do it this year, and I want to take about 2 hours and do this class. I want to go into the origins of what you really celebrate and the gifts. All that stuff is symbolic. It's symbolic of worshiping Satan, man. And you don't even know it. It's just been made so beautiful. And the lights and the lore. That's what you believe in it. And I know you believe in the lights and the lore of Christmas. And you just, you know, it's a solemn time of the year. And for many black people, it's like, well, it's a couple of days in the year where the goddamn white man lay off my back. So yeah, I'm gonna have a drink. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of days off. He paid me overtime or double time or whatever. You ain't sweating. Yeah, go ahead and work that double time if you got to work on that day. You know, because the day really ain't nothing. It's a feast day of the devil. I'm just gonna tell you straight. And your woman is gonna try to seduce you to commit fornication, right? Because she got a haughty spirit. We going back all the way to her origins. She was made that way by the curse of Willie Lynch, all up until now. Now, in the book of Revelation, in the scriptures, it reveals this spirit to be the spirit of Jezebel. And she teaches the servants, even us, try to commit fornication. That's why we got to be on guard, like that with a fencing on guard. We got to be on guard so that does not happen, man. Right? Any more on that? Or is that it?
And I gave her space to repent.
Right. Tonight's class is a night to repent. You understand me? Before you go out here and you driving and the Most High not with you, you want his angels to be with you. His angels of protection. It really is angels of protection out here. Oh, think about it. Christ could have called, 200 something million angels. You think they just unemployed? They out here right now protecting us. Go ahead.
It's crazy that it's heavy that you bring that out because most women are just saying, no, that was just a coincidence. You feel me? That was just a coincidence, but they don't really know that it's the Most High angels, you hear me, out here just watching over us.
Right. Most High Christ. Also, I mean, on the bar. And them angels, they, they different dimensions. We can't see everything. I want to get into that too. I want to get into a class of what an angel really is. Now, angel in a sense in the Hebrew means messenger. So it can apply to a man, a person can be also the heavenly, what you call the heavenly beings. And they have different ones that look like the appearance of a human. They got some that look like the heads of animals and different things. If you was to see them, you would probably fall dead right then there, because it would be a terrible thing. These beings, but they got different functions. Just like if some of y'all would see a tarantula, which you call hideous, God calls beautiful. Just like them beings, are he allowed to be created, and they got different functions here on the earth. They move at different light speeds and do different things. You understand? And we got them protecting us, especially at camp, right? But when you rebel against the Most High, you lose that protection. You believing in them white angel, little cherubims and Cupid and all that stuff like that. You believe in a little white baby with some wings is protecting you out here. That's further from the truth, man. You believe in a little white baby is your God in that manger, like that's Jesus. That's not Jesus. Keep telling you, that's just another little white baby that's gonna grow up to be gay. You understand? That's not Jesus in that manger. That's just a little gay white baby. But that's what your woman, if you call the black woman your God, is gonna teach you to commit fornication. See what I'm saying? It's really the spirit of Jezebel. That haughty spirit is the spirit of Jezebel. That's really what it comes down to. And you got to be aware of this. It's like an octopus, man. It's got its tentacles in every facet of life. On your job, when you go to Walmart, the woman you deal with in the line, and in your family, you see what I'm saying? Your cousin and them. You see what I'm saying? Because it's on TV. That's why sometimes you just got to kind of know this knowledge and live it out and keep things moving. Trying to argue with these folks, they not gonna see it your way. They not gonna see it the Most High's way. They gonna see it their way, and it's just gonna be an argument. You know what I'm saying? You try to tell them something. Only thing you can just sometimes just lay back and let somebody fall on their own sword, like they used to tell back in the day. And that's a reference to Saul in battle when he fell on his own. So he fell on his own sword in battle. Sometimes you gotta allow people to go through stuff like that because you can't tell them. We try to. We try to tell them. We use this format of social media to do it. Share this in many classes because somebody seen the title. They probably got mad. I'm gonna report. And then you mess up your blessing. That might have been the last message of truth you ever hear. Man. Well, we're going to cut tonight's class short. Just a little something. You need to be aware of it, man. The haughty spirit of whores. Tonight's topic, man. We went into the Willie Lynch letter and talked about how Willie Lynch trained the slave masters and overseers to deal with black women, to beat every last bit of bitch out of her until she becomes agreeable. You understand? To test her. And how does that equate today? They use that corporate job with a carrot on the end of it. That they threaten her little corporate job. And that's just to have independence so that she don't have to depend on no man. Right? In her mind. But she's going to have to depend on a man. His name is Christ. And he sent his prophet here, Commander GEN.YAHANNA, to be the advocate for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under the authority of Christ. Now, if you don't want to follow that, you don't want to follow the instruction, have the well-instructed mind, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to go the way of the dodo bird. You're going to go the way of Jezebel. And we brought out where it said That pride goeth before destruction. Your pride, your hardiness is what's going to get you caught up, so you need to repent. ISUPK.com. And with that said, I'm going to turn the class over to Priest and Officer Amawan Gabar.
Shalom. Read the security announcement for tonight. With I.S.U.P.K, start at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Root for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They'll be the saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will give permission from the head to marry. Tithes was a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3:8-10 means 10th in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the teacher. Priest loan, free will offer for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
It's going to be December 20th, the Feast of Hanukkah. That's where it's in the book of Maccabees, where we defeated our enemies. We defeated the Greeks. So we celebrate that with a feast. It's for 8 days. So it'll be December the 20th to December the 28th. And we'll get more clarification on that.
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. Courtesy salute to the brothers watching the stream. Mar Shabbat, Majah, Yahweh Ba'Ashem, Yahweh Shabbat, Yahweh Matah. Courtesy salute to the sisters watching the stream. Mar Shabbat, Majah, Yahweh Shamar, Adam, Yahweh Shabbat. Class dismissed.